fine about
Hi.
it. All right, it's so good to have all of you here again. Universal colors. I mean, they're the colors that everyone can wear. You never can go wrong with them.
Let's say you have a family reunion to go to and everybody wants to wear the same t-shirt or a matching t-shirt and put
Mhm,
something on it or whatever. And you want to pick a color and nobody can agree upon the
mhm,
color because nobody can agree upon the
mhm,
color. Well, in
mhm.
our family, it would be one of the universal colors. So,
I feel like those kind of shirts, when you get like a group of shirts, they're always the worst colors. So here
oh
we
yeah,
go.
like
Now you
black,
know.
red.
Yeah, or like, well, I was
Well,
gonna
except
say
in
you get a
winter.
lot
They
of,
look great in winter.
yeah, I was gonna say winter colors because like you get those bright, vivid color. Like if somebody needs to find you in a crowd or something like that, they usually do those bright, vivid winter colors. So winters usually make out with it like easy, but everyone else kind of gets stuck with those really bright and vibrant colors that we can't necessarily wear. So here are the four colors that you can always wear and look great
And let
in,
me
and you won't have to
just
worry
say
about it.
something about the universal colors. You're used to
Mm-hmm.
going in and wearing your palette. Take me, for example. I'm wearing a universal color. And it's not something I look at Sarah like closing her eyes, going, here she goes. It's not something I would normally pick because most of the stuff I pick is really dusty and muted and whatever. But this happens to be one of the universal colors. I won't give it away. But it's fun to to step out of your palette sometimes and know that you're going to look good.
Yeah, exactly. And I wouldn't even say you're stepping out of your palette because all of these colors are within your palette.
Well, because it's universal,
Um,
but it's brighter than I would normally wear.
mhm, mhm. All right, so before we jump into it, I have to take a quick sip of my wine and we'll dive into our first color, which I'm going to bring up and I'm going to save some of the other colors for last. But our first color is turquoise. Now, I'm going to move
Ooh,
us
one
on
of my
screen
favorites.
so we can evaluate each color individually. So let's go ahead. Let's take our first color.
Oh, it's funny.
And
Holly just wrote, we go with classic navy. Girl, you're doing good.
and Holly, that's up next. You're giving it away. All right. So, our first color is turquoise, universal. Looks great on everyone. And our models here are even wearing their right makeup as well. So, as you can see, it's like this in between color. It's not warm, it's not cool. It's just right in between. Looks great on everyone. Works with all the seasons, whether you're deep, whether you're cool, whether you're warm, whether you're bright, whether you're cool. Did I say cool already? But yes,
All of
turquoise
them.
looks great on everyone. Yeah, and I think I would say most people know that because I don't think there's anyone out there who doesn't like turquoise as a color on them. So I do believe that most people understand turquoise is your color. And if you've watched any of our videos, you know that we tend to gravitate towards our season. And that's one of our indicators on to know what your season is what are you gravitating towards? You can kind of see, oh, I love this certain color because the way it makes me look. People just gravitate. And turquoise is one of those colors that everyone gravitates towards.
Also, we have a little turquoise surprise for you later on, but I'm not going to give it away.
Yes, we do. Okay. Well, now I feel like I should have brought it in, but we'll wait till the very end for you guys. All right, and then since Holly already knew, I mean, come on, navy. Navy is one of those colors that is up next, and it looks great on everyone. Look how stunning these models look.
Now, let me put a little caution into this. Sarah was looking at the original Color Me Beautiful book, and she calls me up and she goes, "Mom, Carol says that autumns can't wear navy." And I said, "Well, let's go back to that because um, Carol was talking about the navy that has a lot, the sort of purple navy that has a lot of red in it.
Hmm.
So and Mary just came on and said this is a very specific navy. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely,
And
it is.
you know what? We probably should have called this like a blue instead of a navy. Now that I'm thinking about it, we probably should have gone more specific into the blue, the depth of blue, instead of calling it navy.
Well, not everybody is on it like our ladies are.
Yeah,
So
very
most people
true.
would look at this and say, "Oh yeah, that's a navy." The thing about universal colors is they're right between their components on the color wheel. So this navy, it's not purple, it's not
Hmm.
toward the green side, it's smack dab in the middle. And the same is true of turquoise. It's sort of smack dab in the middle. Mary, you're right. It's like a royal, it's a little bit like a Prussian. So this
Mm-hmm.
navy works for everybody. And when Carol was saying, beware of the navy, back in the day, the navy that people thought of and you saw in fashion a lot was that really purple navy, the
Mm-hmm.
uniform navy that you saw quite a bit. This is different, and we're seeing a lot more of this. Holly says, this is what confused me for years. I wanted all denim and navy as a teen and thought I was a spring or summer. Wish I'd known. We wish we'd known you guys then too. But so yeah, this looks fantastic. So think about this as just the deeper version and a different version of the turquoise on the other end of the spectrum. So yes, navy is a good color. And it's really why so many people can wear denim.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of like a denim blue. When I
Imagine
think
what
denim
would
blue,
have
though, I think
happened
a
to
little bit
Levi
softer.
Strauss if what we came to know as denim was olive.
Right. Very good point. But yeah, I don't want to call it, I hate saying this as navy because it's just navy. I think of something a little bit different. It's just this color that's right in the middle. That's the perfect in between. That's your
Well,
universal.
you're going to have to change your heading there, Sarah, if you don't
I
like calling
know.
it navy.
I know. I know. There. I mean, maybe we should just call this like universal blue. It just
Well,
doesn't have
if
a name
you
yet, and we need to call it
remember
like universal blue.
Pantone 2 years ago or 3 years ago, I'm losing track of time. At 66 years
Yeah.
old, I forget,
It,
what happened this
it,
year, what happened 5 years ago, it all blah, blah, blah,
mm-hmm.
together. But classic navy, they called it classic navy,
Oh,
but they'll
they called it classic blue.
yes, that's
Uh huh.
right. But Pantone will call things some really whacked out names, so I don't pay a lot of attention to it. But classic blue was a color of the year, and it was in everybody's
Yeah,
palette.
it reminds me a lot. It was, let's see, what color of the year was
Very
this? I'm
much like
searching
this.
it as we speak. It's, I think, 2020. Color of the year 2020 was classic
She
blue,
was
and
smarty
that
pants.
was, yeah. I'm gonna say, yeah, that's a better name for this than navy is classic blue. Now I know,
Just
like,
for fun, what do you think the funniest color name from Pantone has ever been?
oh, I have no idea.
What do you think the funniest combination has ever been?
What do you mean?
Well, when they've
I'm
done
not
Pantone
following
Color
you.
of the Year.
Oh well, they only did one where they had like the yellow and gray, or they also did like pink and blue. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I
I
thought
don't.
that
I kind of
baby
ignore
pink
their
and baby
names.
blue was pretty awful.
Yeah, I kind of ignore those names. All
Mm.
right, so let's move on to our next shade. Now you are rocking the watermelon today, and
I am,
everyone
and
knows
Holly
that
asked
you.
about that. So yes,
Uh-huh.
Holly, it is watermelon.
Man, Holly's gone. Okay, there are four shades. Let's see if Holly can get the last one because now I'm
All right.
challenging her because she's gotten all of them so far. So our third shade is watermelon. And I would say you are like the preacher of watermelon being a universal shade. And it's so strange because I mean, it's not warm, it's not cool. It's like, once again, it's like right in the
It's
middle.
right in between.
And it's funny because if you look at the autumn model, it leans warm. And if you look at like the winter model, it leans cool behind her. So it's just this right in between shade that's like to the left, to the right. I mean, it's right in the middle. It's just, there isn't any, I mean, it,
I know
it's
it.
like the perfect,
And
it's
that's
the
what makes
perfect
it a
shade.
universal shade because it doesn't because when we started looking at these colors to see what looks good on whom and why, and the whys and the wherefores of color analysis, what we learned is that as long as there was a thread of the same color in your hair, in your eyes, and your skin tone, and the colors that you're wearing, we call that harmony. As long as there's a thread, then everything looks really good. Well, when
Mm-hmm.
something is in between, you are making sure that thread is there. So that's why it's a universal color.
Mm-hmm. I just it blows me away that it can be bright and soft all at the same time, and it can be cool and warm all at the same time. And that is really what makes a universal color. Is it's this right in between shade. And this color is hard to find. I am surprised you were able to whip it out of your closet because I hardly find anything in this color.
Well,
Now,
I
makeup wise,
have
yes,
one of every single. I have something in all of the universal colors.
mhm. I I tend to lean a little bit more towards my seasonal palette than going universal colors. And we'll talk about that later. But this color, I have a hard time unless it's makeup. If it's like lipstick or like the lip lift, I can find this color. But when it comes to clothing, it's a really hard color to find. So I know some of these universal colors, it's like, oh yeah, here it is. But when it comes to shopping,
Yeah,
really
and you know
tough.
when it's really a hard color to find is like for example, the watermelon is like I'm wearing a sweater. Try finding a
Mhm.
sweater in for the fall in
Yeah.
watermelon, or
Mhm.
try finding a sweater. Like whenever I see a sweater that I like in turquoise or watermelon, I buy it. I just buy it
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
there in autumn there seems to be it's almost like a propensity in autumn to put out the autumn palette in clothing.
Mhm. Right.
And I get it, for the same reason that people put out decorations in autumn, in those colors. Um,
Yeah.
so they do it, and it happens all the time. But that doesn't mean that we all, that we can't dress in our palette. Mary is asking if it's a pink orange or a soft coral. It's a watermelon. And the only Sarah, you wrote up a little description. Do you still have that handy?
Let me see if I
You
can
can
grab
read
kind
it
of what.
because it's in the red family, and
Mhm.
and it, so
Yeah,
go
so
ahead.
we were kind of when we were talking about this earlier, we were kind of calling it a neutral medium red that has a little warmth in it because red, a blue red seems to be on the cool side, but when you add that warmth, it doesn't necessarily go to the warm spectrum yet. It just kind of sits in that middle area, and it's
Yeah,
kind
it's
of like
not a
a gray
coral. It's
area that
not a
we
pink. It's not a salmon.
found.
It sits right in the middle of all of that.
Uh-huh. And I don't want to say it's like a pink orange because in my mind I think spring. So if I hear a pink orange, I would immediately think like a bright, vibrant, spring color. And a soft coral, that kind of reminds me of the autumn palette a little. So I don't want to say it's either one of those because I tend to think of a different palette for that. But it's just this right in between that just sways the direction of what your season is. So, when you look at this model, this autumn model, it sways a little orange behind her. But if you look at the cool model next to her on the left, the summer, it sways a little bit more blue red behind her. So it kind of just has its own uniqueness to it.
And Sarah makes fun of me because I close one eye and kind of blur my eyes when I'm painting or when I'm doing something, with
Mm-hmm.
color and trying to pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
But if you do that, if you just look at your screen and you kind of blur your screen and you look at the models, it will look almost like the left side of your screen is the background is darker than the right side of your screen and maybe a little bit cooler than the right side of your screen. It's an optical illusion.
Mm-hmm.
You'll pick it up if you stare at it long enough. So the colors of the models that are sitting on top of the background color actually influence the way that you look at that color because it doesn't really move in one direction or another. And while I have your attention, I will tell you a little trick that I like to use. When I was telling you before that if I see a sweater in watermelon or an article of clothing for winter or fall in turquoise, I'll grab it. The reason I will do that is because if you wear that article of clothing and you walk in a room, everybody will gravitate to you. They'll see you. They'll say, "Oh wow, you look great. I love that on you. You look
Mm-hmm.
wonderful." And it's because everybody else will be wearing brown and gray and black and
Mm-hmm.
like the deeper hues of fall and winter, and you will be vibrant. You don't have to wear brights in the spring and summer and go drab in the fall and winter. You can wear your palette all year round.
And what's really great about universal colors is they go with all of the neutrals for each palette.
Yes,
So, I
ma'am.
mean, think about it. This watermelon would look great with, for me, I instantly think khaki because I'm a warm season. But for you, it would also look great with any of the cooler neutrals out there.
I wear
So,
it
a
with a gray
universal color,
blazer.
exactly. So, imagine a color that looks good with khaki and gray at the same time. I mean, only a universal color can do that because it pairs so well. So that's kind of a way to figure out if something is a universal. Would this look good with a and with another sweater or pants? And so just, but we're making this easy, and you don't have to screenshot each one of these. I did make a slide with all four, so I'll let you know and pop that up so you guys can take a screenshot and then take it with you, or if you're shopping online or in the stores, you can bring it with you. All right, so our last color. Now, I tried to wear this color today, but I didn't have like the color, so I had to use it in my season. But it is a medium purple, and once again, the term, I feel like we could have gotten more specific with this term medium purple because it still is a little vague, but purple looks great on everyone.
And I'll be honest about purple. When I'm shopping, I have a very tough time capturing the purple that's right in the middle of the spectrum. It may be halogen lighting. I mean, the lighting may be messing with my ability to see. So purple is comprised of blue and red. Yes, we learned that when we were coloring with crayons. Although, I always felt like I needed to get in touch with Crayola because when I used my blue and my red together, I never got a bright purple and it always made me really mad. But that's what they're supposed to be. So if you had, and I ultimately found out that you have to use magenta with blue to get a really vivid purple, and that they were just, messing with me. However, having said that, that's just a little tip for you to share with your kids. You want something that's right in the middle. You don't want something that's leaning too far to the red, and you don't want something that's leaning too far to the blue. And you got to be careful about your lighting. Something about purple, and maybe because ambient lighting in department stores tends to be a little yellow, it's tough. Although I discovered something today. I was shopping on Amazon Prime early this morning, and they have this service. It's brand new, I think, where you can order their try-on service. You don't have to pay for it until you get it home, try it on, and decide if you want to keep it. And then you contact them and say, yes, I'm going to keep it, and they bill you for it, or no, I'm going to send it back. And I was thinking, how cool is that? Shop online with your digital swatch packet, your digital swatch colors, bring it in, try it on, boom. And Holly, you said you were going to go looking for a watermelon sweater. Bet you can find one there.
Good point. Now, I didn't want to interrupt you, but earlier you were talking about you can get a little bit more in depth with your purple, so you can seasonalize it as well. So we all know that there are different versions of purple out there. Now, medium purple is your universal purple, but I did want to bring up the point that medium purple, universal, but you also can have your each individual purples as well seasonally, and they still look great on you. So let's take a look. A medium purple looks great, but remember, there's also other options as well. So you have your summer, your autumn, your winter.
I love the purple on the left. My eye just goes to it. I'm like, oh man, that's pretty, right?
That's funny because that is not what my eye went to at all. Went straight towards the autumn.
right. And yours and Holly's that would go to the one next to it. Amy's would go to the one next to that because she already said she likes that medium purple. I bet she likes this even more. And then our blondes out there, our springs, they're going to gravitate to the orchid. So of course, your signature purple might attract you a little bit more, but sometimes it's nice to step outside of your regular palette and get something. Oh, look, Amy says no, she loves the autumn purple. Cool.
I mean, I do too. Let's be honest. Of course, it's just beautiful. Now, I did promise everyone a screenshot of all of the colors, so I just wanted to get that up. So you guys can have all of them together. The navy, turquoise, watermelon, and purple. If you want to go ahead and screenshot this, I'll leave this up for a couple of seconds while we chit chat so you can take this with you. But and we do have something that we worked on just for you guys later on today. Or I shouldn't say we did. You worked on this today.
We did, and we did it for you.
Is it ready to go right now?
Yeah, it's up. It's up and ready.
Oh, okay, great. All right, so we did just get this up for the show. I'm gonna give you like 5 more seconds so you guys can screenshot this if you need to.
And this is basically because we recognize the challenges of finding brighter colors that you can wear through the fall and into the winter. But at the same time, we know the joy. We know what happens when you're wearing a bright color and what that does to your spirit. And you know, even if you're a summer like me and you're supposed to wear lots of frost, you know, I'm sitting here in my watermelon and I'm like, oh, you know, happy.
On a cold, cloudy day.
On a miserable looking day. I can't even sit in here without a light on. But I'm happy.
All right, so yes, and speaking of those bright, wonderful colors, you did a scarf.
I did.
So I'm going to bring us back on screen since we're here. You know, why not? All right, there we go. So this wonderful scarf you created for everyone.
So it's luminous because I believe that when you wear your universal colors, it makes you luminous. And we did it just for you. It went up today. And we want you to be able to, you know, if you want to go over there, it's in everybody's season. So if you're shopping spring, if you're shopping autumn, this works for all of you. And if you want to pop it on with your jean jacket, you know, I'm going to pop it on with a gray turtleneck.
Oh no!
Shock!
Not the gray. Not the gray.
And you know, Sarah has a Louis Vuitton jean jacket that's so cute on her. I could just see this kind of wrapped around the neck. What are you going to wear it with, Sarah?
I was thinking like khaki, just to make that kind of the centerpiece.
Oh yeah, that'll be pretty. Not your olive.
Watermelon lipstick.
With your olive.
But watermelon lipstick paired with that scarf would be
pretty.
So do that. But I was just thinking, we were talking about how hard watermelon is of a shade. We need to do a watermelon scarf too.
We will. You know what? And actually, because Holly said she was going to go hunting for a watermelon sweater, that's terrific. Do that. And in the meantime, sometime in the next week, I will create something that is also watermelon. You know, I thought about what if I did kind of a faux watermelon pattern, and I thought I just would be so grossed out if I saw a head sticking up out of a watermelon pattern. I was like, no, we're not doing that. But we'll figure out a really pretty way. Yeah, you know, yes. I was thinking
we will have to figure out a way.
I was thinking about Lime Cat, you know, that thing on Lime where the little kitty has that lime helmet, and then I was thinking, well, then, you know, my head goes in weird directions. I don't think I'm quite normal, but I was thinking,
oh, he's wearing a watermelon.
Yeah,
that's what.
So
I love it.
That's green. It won't work, you know. And then I was like, then you got the seeds. It was too much to think about. So I didn't quite get to the watermelon, but I will get to a watermelon color, and I'll make something up just for you guys too. So you have a choice of both.
We need some art in watermelon color.
I can do that. Do you guys want to pick a pattern? Like, do you want to give me a theme? Don't say watermelon seeds. You guys,
if you guys have any fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
You guys figure out a theme. It can be feathers.
Well, so yeah, we've done feathers. You've done like the fire and ice one where it kind of has like this, like.
We've done clouds. We could do minerals.
Marble or
so.
What else is?
Come on,
other beautiful patterns. Yeah, everyone. If you guys got any ideas and you think like a beautiful watermelon, anything, let us know.
Pop them into the comments, and then we will create something, and then you will be a part of the process, and that will be fun.
Yeah, that would be really fun. Okay, so now that we're doing that, you can toss in any ideas you want as well. Don't think it just has to be this. If you guys got any ideas, let us know. We'll be happy to. And another thing I want to mention,
Sarah, your favorite, the one that you made me change the name of.
Yes. You wanted to call it Yeah, you wanted to call it Nightwing.
And Sarah got
Which,
all over me. She was like, Mom, that already is a name of a character. Who made
well, I was
who
like, yeah, I was like, that's in Batman. I don't think he can do that. Like, I'm sure they've
She's like, you
copywritten
copied
that.
that. I did not.
Well, it's
So,
not copywritten, so I'm well sure it's like trademarked or something. So I was like, I don't
whatever.
think we can do that. I mean, who knows? We probably maybe. But yeah, the olive green butterfly is absolutely stunning.
Fire
Right,
and
so sorry, we
Ice,
got off
Holly.
topic.
Yeah, Fire and Ice is awesome. And I have a friend
The
who bought
autumn
it
version.
in the autumn because I can't
Mhm.
wear the autumn one. It
Mhm.
is ridiculous because it goes from the olive into that golden red and it's like shoots out and
Mhm.
it's so pretty. Very
Yeah, it is. It's a really beautiful one. They're all so unique. Like that is what I love about these scarves. You will not find them anywhere. They're just such unique patterns that are designed with the specific colors for
well,
every
nobody else
season.
has
So
them.
it just true. It's like the
So that's,
perfect scarf. Yeah, just simple as that.
but what we
And
did have, and it surprised me a little bit because I thought people would pick their favorite pattern. We had a lot of
mhm,
people who bought every single scarf in their
mhm,
season, not every single scarf, but all of the patterns. And I was thinking, wow, that
yeah,
that. And then I
mhm,
was thinking, well, maybe what they did was they have a uniform. A lot of people have a uniform, so maybe they have like a shirt pants combination that they don't change. It's like a certain uniform, and maybe it's in
mhm.
their season, but it's like maybe a button down and pants. And they see this as a way to change up their outfit every single day of the week.
Yeah, true. All right, so you heard it. Throw any ideas, colors, anything you want into the comments. We will be so excited to look over and review all
Coral.
those. I
Cool.
can't
No, I'm
wait.
not saying it's
Yeah,
a coral color, but maybe that
the
mineral,
print.
we could do
Hmm.
something with the shape or
Yeah, that would
something.
be really pretty.
Just keep thinking.
Yeah,
I love a
absolutely. Oh,
challenge.
tortoise. Tortoise. I love tortoise. Like the amber. Well, it won't work for everyone, but the amber, the with the hint of red and the browns and the
We could
golds.
do that. What do
So
you
pretty.
think, guys? What do you think?
Yeah,
I keep looking over
keep
to
throwing
the
your
side
ideas.
because that's where your comments come up.
Yeah. Any ideas you got, throw them in the comments because we could be here all day brainstorming.
That could be
All
fun.
right. Yeah, I'm really excited to hear what everyone's got. And
Ooh,
what they're
Holly says
thinking.
an old world type of design. We haven't done that yet. Something
Ooh, yeah.
Rembrandty, and that would be cool.
Or like I think of like the insects, where they had like the vintage style with the different butterflies and insects and stuff like that.
Or Da Vinci type
Yeah,
thing
like
going on.
yeah. Okay. Yes, we will be here all night brainstorming if we could.
We should,
But
at some point, this would be fun. We should plan a slumber party where we all get together and we plan a really long video. No? Okay. All right. All right.
oh
Snack.
goodness,
No.
I snacks and I usually just watch TV. So
Booze.
well, we're already here with that. So I mean, cheers to everyone. We are so grateful, and I don't want to get yelled at in the comments. I am wearing purple.
Amy said, "Heck yeah."
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I just before we go, I want to make sure everyone knows that I am wearing my purple isn't showing up. It's showing. There we go.
There it
It's
is.
purple.
It's
my
yeah,
color purple. I
much
just want to
better.
make sure. I don't want. Yes, I don't want anyone yelling.
That's a pretty one on you, by the way. That's a really good one.
Thank you. It really is like the purple that was modeled. That Amy mentioned earlier. That it's like the best autumn purple. I absolutely love it. This is such a score of a shirt that I'm obsessed with it. But yes, so sorry. Okay, off topic. Yes,
Where'd you
we want
get
to
it?
hear. I have no.
You
I've
said
had
it was a
for
score.
years. Yeah, I've had it for years.
I love it.
It's just such a great color. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Final cheers to Wine About It. Thank you all for joining us. We're so happy to be here and have you back. And don't forget in the comments, just throw any ideas you got.
Yeah, but we have a cutoff time. So we've got to cut it off by
well, I mean, don't be commenting in like months.
End of day tomorrow for the coral one. But then if you have ideas for future, we're going to keep.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
We're going to keep. We want to expand our offering for holiday.
Yeah, so just keep them coming. If there's always an idea you can throw at us. We'll be happy.
Yeah.
All right. So, cheers to everyone out there. We hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, and we will see you all next Wednesday.
Oh, and I got to tell you guys something. I got my eyebrows microbladed. Check it out. Look,
yeah.
I have eyebrows. They're a little dark. So next time when we do our thing. They're supposed to lighten up, so each week they'll be lighter.
You're gonna have to really get in the camera for people to see that.
I don't know. They're really dark now.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, no, it's hard to see them.
I wanted to share.
Yeah.
They were horrifying when I first got them done.
Well, I was going to say, check back next episode to see how the brows turn out.
Yeah, you got to come back.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you guys next week.
October 19th. Come back.
All right.
Let's see how they.
Yeah. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.